I was very much into Rose, which I think the connection also is Kate Winslet, who isn't into Kate Winslet. Hey, I'm Elliot Page, and this is Queer Roots. If I really, really think back, it was probably the older sister in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You too? Yes. What was her? Amy Zielinski. Amy Zielinski. I'm very certain. This actually is not to be like my book. Ugh, barf. But I do write about it in my book. I mean, who doesn't love Honey, I Shrunk the Kids just as a cinematic masterpiece, of course? Truly, what a spectacle, right? Riding a giant ant, please, stumbling upon a monstrous Oreo cookie, like the whole sequence with the sprinklers and really quite a stunning motion picture. Well, she was really pretty, really gorgeous. Just the way she dressed was really cool. There was a casualness, there was a looseness, there was some flannel action, and the character was so caring and thoughtful. Yeah, I guess clearly moved me and captivated me. Yeah, maybe like Jasmine in Aladdin. Yeah, loved Aladdin. Obviously wanted, to be Aladdin.
She also had a tiger. That's kind of sick.
It's pretty cool. I mean, as long as, is the tiger okay? What's the tiger's life like? Now that I know she has a tiger, I might change my answer. When I think of the things that I particularly, or storylines that I was really drawn to, like Phantom of the Opera, and I was the Phantom for Halloween, really cool kid, and I can see now knowing that these things are queer coded. But even me now, I'm like, oh, really? The Babadook? I'm just hearing about these things. I'm always like, what? Because of the cool top hat? I need to dive into this discourse more. Anything that really was making me feel things, I guess, didn't necessarily have overt queerness in it, but certainly Titanic, I was very much into Rose, which I think the connection also is Kate Winslet, who isn't into Kate Winslet, and also, of course, Heavenly Creatures. When I think about it, when I would have seen that, would have been one of my first queer representation movies of any kind. It would have been. But I'm a cheerleader. Ooh, Melanie Lynskey, double showing there. I don't know, because sometimes for me, it's more about a feeling when you watch something, when I would watch Stand By Me, I would have this sense of reflection in these, I would see myself in these characters. River Phoenix's character in Stand By Me, I just was I'm feeling really confused because I'm drawn to these characters, recognize myself in these characters, feel shared experience with these characters, but the one I'm supposed to be saying I recognize more with is this other one, which I didn't feel, or might sometimes say I felt just because I liked the thing, because that's what you think your entrance is or something. But I'd say there was, probably, I'll be honest, an endless amount of characters like that. Whether it was Aladdin, River Phoenix's character in Stand By Me, Mowgli, Power Rangers, Batman and Robin. I wasn't a cool kid that was precocious and red, I was wanted to play video games and sports. So that came later. I really started reading at 15, 16. I guess when I started to read, I did fall in love with Kurt Vonnegut. So then I just sort of was reading all of Kurt Vonnegut. I loved Hermann Hesse, Steppenwolf. The first system I had was a Sega Genesis, which is personally my favorite system ever. So then it was a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog, NHL 94, PlayStation came along, Crash Bandicoot, Need for Speed, FIFA, the FIFA games. And then I moved out when I was 16. I moved to Toronto, and I was like, this is going to be too much with work and school. I have to leave video games behind. And that is as if that happened. I never had a system ever again. And now sometimes I'll play Nintendo Switch and I do VR. Oh, gosh. Movies in high school that I would have seen that really moved me. Lynn Ramsey's films, Ratcatcher and Morven Caller, were two movies that just like inspired me in the sense that they were the kind of movies that made me go like, oh wow, like this is the job I want to do. Like Samantha Morton's performance in Morven Caller, really, like I can still think of tiny little moments in that performance. It completely floored me. Those were two very important movies in my life. But God, in that time, I lived with a director. And so we would go to the video store near us in Toronto, Queen Video, which was awesome. And so I was watching all kinds of incredible films in that period. I was way cooler then than I am now. So much cooler. Ugh, what happened? Desert Hearts is one of my all-time favorites. The kiss they have in that film, that first kiss, to me is one of the best kisses ever, like in a movie ever. It's just, and the ending of that film, I love, adore. I do not think Desert Hearts has been appreciated as a film the way it should be. I mean, Tomboy is Celine Sciamma's film. Have you ever seen it?
I've never, it's on my list.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I mean, look, the first time I probably saw this movie, I was actually like 25, maybe. You know, one of my favorite films. I'll probably watch it again and again, you know, forever. I cried through most of it. It's not a sad, I mean, there's moments of it that there's tension in the movie, there's all this, but actually it's a very, you know, simple little story about this little kid trying to, you know, figure out how to belong and who they are, and stunning film. A mixture. Like if I was trying to seem kind of cool, I'd like pretend I was into punk, but I was more, I think, into, I mean, punk is very emotional. I was looking for a different kind of emotion, I suppose. Orchestral, cinematic, dramatic, you know. I'd say like Radiohead's Amnesiac and Bjork and Wilco's Yankee Hotel Foxtrot were probably the first experiences with music that made me love it in a whole new way. And so then I loved Cat Power, and well, I loved Slater-Kinney, and I loved Peaches, and I loved, you know, I also loved a range. And as like a little kid, I loved New Kids on the Block. When I was really little, I had a poster of Joey.
Did you have any other poster? Were you like a big poster kid?
I was as a teenager, and then they became very different than that. Yeah, as a teenager, they were like Patrick Waugh, so hockey goalie. I had a Michael Jordan poster. I had a Simpsons poster. And remember when you'd get CDs and there'd be that thing that, you know, they'd give you those sorts of things. I'm thinking about Spice World. Great motion picture. There's a second on the way, I believe. That better not have just been a rumor. / why am I not in Spice World too?
This is your bid. Me in Spice World too.
Yeah, exactly.